So we are here again at the flea market, and we are going to do another deep dive into this box. You know, I always say that the treasures hide at the bottom of the boxes. And so let's take these smaller hardcover books off the top and then dig down to the bottom of this box. And as we dig, there's some miscellaneous items here we have to move. We are going to find this right here. You see this book? It says Aladdin, the Magic Name and Lamps. As soon as I saw this, I jumped all over it, because if you remember back to my video with Crazy Lamp Lady and Sandy My Flippin' Van Life, we had gone into this old antique store in the middle of the New York country, and we came across an advertisement for Aladdin lamps, and it was a really cool piece, and it just reminded me of how collectible these lamp items are, and this particular company is really sought after. There's a signed version on eBay right now. It's the only one for $81. Now, it's previously sold on eBay for around $35 or so, but because there's only one available right now, I'm gonna pick this up for $2, and we're gonna list it for $50. So the key thing here is look for anything with Aladdin lamps on it. I don't care what it is. It could be a book, it could be a sign, advertising. It's very, very collectible, and if you can find the lamps, that's great too. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Crazy Lamp Lady for this find right here. All right, now another thing I want to point out about this Aladdin book is that the word revised is only shown on the spine. And the word revised is crucial for this book because there was a long span between the time the original book from 1971 was published and this one from 1997 was published. Now, the two versions do have some differences on the front cover, but if you looked at them quickly, they would look very much alike. The reason why the revised version is more expensive is because they made fewer of them. In fact, the signed version that's available for $81 on eBay, and it was signed by the author, J.W. Corder, that one actually says in the opening page number 555. So there weren't that many of them made. And the revised version, you know, given that it was, you know, over 2 decades later when they made it, has much more information in there that's updated and relevant to today. The original version from 1971, you could find that one for $20 or so, but it's the revised one that's crucial. So pay attention to those little details because they could make all the difference in terms of the money. I did find somebody else had this book listed for about $46, but they didn't use the word revised in the title. So I still price mine at $49.99. If someone else that's a competitor doesn't properly keyword their listing, don't feel like you need to compete with that as much in terms of price, because you're looking for the customer that's going to type in exactly what it is they're looking for, and that's exactly what happened with the Pokemon poster too. Oh, I've got an important $100 sale update for you right here. Look what we have. See what that says there? Pokemon. That's on this big poster tube that I have right here. Yes, this comes from the video. If you missed it, you gotta see it, where I found this rare Pokemon poster underneath a picture frame of a Yu-Gi-Oh poster that I picked up for $5. Didn't even know that this poster was underneath. Let me take it out. I want to show you something about this. All right, so here you can see the poster is rolled up, and it's much easier to ship the poster out rolled in one of these cardboard tubes than it is to ship it out flat. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to show you this poster rolled up is because one of my competitors on eBay had this poster listed, but it was listed with the initial image just like this, rolled up, but it was sealed, so it had a plastic covering around it. Now, normally for most products, that's an advantage, is to have an item that's sealed. But it's a problem when it's a poster if you don't know what the poster actually looks like, because the seller can't display to the buyer what it is that the person's actually buying when it's unrolled, and the buyer has no clue what the heck they're purchasing unless they have some independent way of figuring it out, or if they just had knowledge about it. You know, and a lot of people don't. They need that image. They want to see it. And so what I would advise in that type of situation is that if you have a poster that's sealed, what you want to do is try to keep it in the original seal, but find an image of it online somewhere and post that as your first picture, and just say in the description section what you did, that, you know, you're just showing this, you know, first picture so the person knows what it looks like, but that it's going to come sealed. If you can't do that, you can't find what the actual image is when it's unrolled, I suggest taking it out of the seal, because as this example shows, this one sold for $100. The other one was listed for $100 plus $7 shipping. So, you know, just goes to show it's still going to sell. Now, one other thing, there are a couple people that pointed out in the video where I found this, that there was someone else who had this listed for much cheaper. But the problem is that person did not describe in the listing what it actually says on this poster, which is Pokemon, you know, gotta catch them all. Doesn't say that. So, and it also didn't say the poster number on that listing. So if you were searching for this, if you're a buyer and you're searching for the Pokemon gotta catch them all poster, and you're searching for it by the poster number, that person's listing is not going to come up. Mine is. So you have to be smart with the first picture that you put up with posters, and you have to make sure you're describing it accurately. And when you do that, that's how you can make that big money sale. $100 for this bonus Pokemon poster. So as you can see here, we are at another flea market table, and there are a bunch of old horse magazines. Most of them are Western horsemen. A lot of them are from the 1960s. There's some in the 1970s. There's some other titles mixed in as well, like Quarter Horse Journal, Horseman's Courier. There's another one. So I was thinking of getting the entire lot, but once I factored in how much is here, and also factoring in shipping costs and comps, it just didn't seem worth it to get the entire lot. Now, they're not all horse magazines. There's some, you know, random, you know, like old scientific journals down there as well, and books. So what I decided to do is to be more strategic and to look for something by theme. And it's November and Christmas stuff is selling. So as a tip, what you want to do sometimes is look for December issues, because a lot of times they're holiday based. And so I put together a few right here that I've picked out. This one is very hard to find. It just does not come up often. I love this one with Santa Claus on it from 1962, and it's in great shape. And I'll show you why this one is in such great shape in just a moment. So we've got another one here from December 1965. We've got December 1969. This one from December 1964, I love this because it has Bob Hope on it and Santa Claus. So then we've got the December 1967 one. So these are all going to go in one big lot. Now the price on them is $2 a piece, but since I'm buying multiple, I'll probably get a little bit of a bulk deal on them. There's another one here from December 1966. Looks like Bob Hope as well. And look here, you've got him with a sack on the back with a Batman on there, like a Batman toy, which is really cool, because then you could put Batman as something in the listing that'll draw additional collectors in. So I absolutely love that. And then just something random here. I love this old automotive accessory and parts book. This would be something that came from around the 1960s or so. So I love this. You'll probably get like 20 bucks or so out of it, maybe a little bit more. This is another holiday themed one. Now this is really thick. This is the Quarter Horse Journal Annual. So they had these annuals that they call Stallion editions, and they always have some kind of holiday theme on the front of it. This is pretty old. You normally don't find the Quarter Horse Journals, the Stallion editions, this old. And you can see just how much cool stuff is inside of this book. There's a lot of horse fans out there. Now normally a Quarter Horse Journal, just to give you a sense of the size difference, is like that. See, that's the same year, but this is the annual edition. So we're gonna go with the annual edition. Now, let me tell you why. Let me move this over here for a second. Why was this first one I showed you in such good shape? The reason is because it was tied up. You see this twine here? It was tied up just like you see this stack is tied up, embedded within here. So sometimes you've got to open these things up, and yes, it's okay, I checked, you can open these things up. So this one I left because I figured why not just open this one up and then we'll discover this one together. I peeked and saw that there is a December issue in here somewhere. Let's see if I could find it again. I know it's there you go. There's a December issue. So let's get this one out here. If you don't have like a knife handy, you could just use your key and just cut it open with the key. So let's do that. All right, I just cut it open as you can see. So let's move these over here and we'll see it together for the first time. This is exciting. Oh, there we go. Nice winter scene. I was hoping Santa Claus would be on there, I'm not gonna lie, but check it out, 1960. This is our oldest ones. This is gonna be such a nice lot to put together. And you know, I'll put the final price on eventually. Let's see, is there another December one in here? I don't think so. No. So yeah, we'll figure out what to put a total on this for, but this is gonna be a really nice Christmas lot. So a good tip about theming things together. And yes, for all of you eagle-eyed watchers out there, this does say Christmas in the plains on it, but it's a different magazine. It's Horse Lovers magazine, and it has writing on it too. So I'm just gonna pass this and just keep it consistent and having a December themed lot of books from Western Horsemen. All right, so the total is that we've got 8 of the Christmas themed magazines. That includes the annual. So the lot that I'll put together will have 7 in them. This annual Stallion edition will be sold separately. Then this magazine's a total of 9, plus the Aladdin book down there. So I got everything that you see here for a total of $12. Oh, and if you're wondering what this is, my friend Jeff Norton, who we saw in last week's video, was kind enough to give me a Woody Woodpecker record for free. Sometimes we give each other some free stuff here and there. So thanks, Jeff. All right, so we're at the flea market here and we have a few boxes, and everything in the box, regardless of the price, is $1 a piece. And I already picked out 2 magazines for my own personal collection, Doctor Who, which you can see here, Fantasy Empire. And that's Tom Baker, 4th Doctor, widely regarded as the best Doctor, in my opinion. And then Anthony Anley when he played the Master. These I could sell together one day by lotting them up, but again, it's really more for my personal collection. They're worth about 10 bucks a piece. But what I really wanted to show you here is a title called Files Magazine Spotlight. See, it's pretty small there. We've got the James Bond files for Thunderball. HG means it's in high grade. It's just $1. We have a confirmed sold on this for $35, and the only one available right now is also for $35. So that's an easy decision to pick that one up for $1. And then this one here, Files Magazine Spotlight on Stingray. Again, only $1, and it's about a $20 book. So for $2, You know, this estimated value here is about 55 bucks. So I'm gonna pick both of these up as well as these for my own personal collection, and very happy with these dollar deals. All right, I cannot wait to show you this item that just sold for $100. I'm gonna leave you in suspense in terms of what it is, but you're looking at it somewhere right here. I sourced it at my most popular video of all time that I made last year. It has almost 500,000 views. It's called Estate Sale of a Lifetime. If you haven't seen the video, I'm gonna put a link to it up top. Now here's a further hint. I sourced lots and lots of amazing glass pieces for such great prices. And one of the types of items that I sourced there were known as rocking flowers, and they're made by Swarovski. And this is the one that just sold today. I sourced it for less than $10. Most of them were priced at like $6 or $8 from what I recall. It's called a rocking flower because you could see on the bottom it will rock back and forth with that circular base. This is the Crystal Eve sunflower. Again, sold for $100. Woody Woodpecker is very happy that this matches his beak color right there. And one of the things I want to point out when you're looking at Swarovski crystal, especially if you don't have a certificate of authenticity and you're trying to establish whether it is authentic or not, is you should look for the swan logo on the bottom. It's usually somewhere on the edge, and there you could see it right there. We're going to get this right into view. You see that? So you use your phone as a magnifier like that, and I actually put that image in my listing for the buyer because they look for stuff like that if they're collectors. This is likely going to go to someone for a Christmas gift. And you can see there, I have another one for sale. That's in my Primetime Treasure eBay store. But the other ones have sold. So be on the lookout for these Swarovski rocking flowers because they're very desirable. All right, I have a special treat for you here and a big money sale in this comic box. All these comics are listed. We're moving past these old X-Men, and we are going to stop here at X-Men number 50 from 1968, the second appearance of this character, Polaris. She is the daughter of Magneto and very popular in Marvel Comics lore. And a lot of people love this cover. It's considered a classic by Jim Steranko. You could see Steranko's name right over here. Anything you see by Jim Steranko, I suggest picking up because people absolutely love it. This issue just sold for $325. It's all profit from a big comic book collection that I purchased that included many X-Men comics in it, including some of these older ones that you see over here. Now take a look at this X-Men logo from issue number 15. Keep that in your mind for a moment, and then look at this X-Men logo here for number 16. Well, you see the difference with number 50? Well, number 50 is the first issue where they revealed this new logo for the X-Men, which lasted for quite a while. So that's another reason why this is valuable. If you ever see issues where they switch logos, sometimes depending on the series, that could be something that will increase the value. There's all these little tricks with comic books that you have to look out for, and I include it in the listing. This comic also includes the origin of the Beast character, who's also very popular. So there's just a lot of great things with this issue. Now, what is sold for more money if this top staple wasn't detached from the cover? There are some relatively mild condition issues with it, but it displays really nicely, and that's the absolute key on this. If someone's going to want to probably get this graded and or just frame it. It's just a really nice comic. I love seeing this. Glad to see it sold. And $325 sale out the door. You, prime time. Why don't you come on over here and rescue all 3 of us. 3 of you? Well, that sounds like a job for the primetime treasure hunter. Sounds like it's coming from over here. What are we dealing with here? Whoa, gotta watch my finger there, but we've got She-Hulk, the sensational She-Hulk, and she sure is looking sensational today in her swimsuit from Marvel Illustrated. But she's looking back up there. She said 3, so there's someone else we gotta rescue as part of this sale here. And oh, we got some leg peeking out there. That must be the right item. And oh, there we got another swimsuit. It's the Marvel swimsuit special with Rogue on the cover. But we got one more as part of this lot. Let's see what we're dealing with over here. Oh, there's Namor. The ladies are gonna like this one. I might have to have some different music for the ladies for this one. Look at this. See? We're showing off Namor. And there you go. He definitely does attract the ladies. So this is hilarious. This is also the Marvel swimsuit special. Let me bring these to a different area and I'll tell you a little more about these. All right, so here is a broader view of these 3 swimsuit magazines with Marvel characters. And yes, this is a thing. If you've never seen this before, it's another area of comic collecting, which are swimsuit specials. Now, it's not unique to Marvel. There's other comic companies that make things like this, but Marvel definitely helped to popularize this a lot. As you can see, there's 2 swimsuit specials, and then this is a separate issue called Marvel Illustrated, and it's the swimsuit issue. So I just put all 3 of these together from a big lot of comics that I purchased, and you know, I've made my money back from the lot. These 3 are all profit, sold for $57. 2 things I want to show you about these that you should pay attention to when you're looking at any comic book, not just for the swimsuit types of issues, but 2 signatures here. Now, they're not original signatures, but you should pay attention to this artist, Joe Jusko. He's a legendary comic artist, as is Adam Hughes, and he always signs his signature just like that, AH with the exclamation point. And he's one of my favorite comic artists. He does a lot of lady covers, but he does a lot of other work as well. So it's excellent, all 3 of these together. So either look for those artists and also look for swimsuit specials. I do best with swimsuit specials though when I bundle them together. And you know, like I say, there's generally a guy out there looking for something like this, and you know, it's just a thing. So you just need to know about it when you're out there looking for comics. Ho, ho, ho. It is November, and that means Christmas items are selling. I don't know how many of you remember me picking up these 2 Santa Claus figures at an estate sale. They were $10 a piece. Now this one currently has 4 watchers on it for $50, but this is the one that's sold. I did decide to separate them. Just makes it easier to ship. And this one just sold for $50, 18 inches tall. Has the Christmas wreath that he's holding. I think he looks super cool. Just love the design on him. And the back is just nice and streamlined. I really think this is a great piece. So if you see these Santa type pieces around, definitely look into picking them up, because overall I'm hoping that once both of them sell, it'll be $100 for a $20 investment or somewhere around there. You know, we'll see what happens with this one. And yeah, that's the update on Santa, and time to get him packed up. See you, Santa. All right, everyone, it's time to dive inside one of these comic boxes to see what sold this week. These are all comics that are listed in all of these boxes, and we're gonna flip through here, and I'm gonna show you a series I've talked about in the past, but this one I'm gonna show you is the modern version of this popular series, Secret Wars. Basically, the tip for you, if you don't collect or follow comic books, is to pick up anything that has Secret Wars on it. Again, this is the modern series, and there's something weird and interesting I'm going to point out to you about this. You see how it says 4 of 8? Well, originally this was commissioned as an 8-issue series. And once they got a little bit more than halfway through it, they said, you know what, we should turn this into a 9-issue series. So then they switched it to say of 9. Now this is very confusing to people who are not familiar with this series, because you might think, oh, I have 6 of 8. This can't be from the same series because it should say 7 of 8. But nope, they corrected it a little bit more than midway through. So then you've got 8 of 9. And 9 of 9. So it's kind of annoying if you're if you have like OCD tendencies and it just gets thrown off like that. It just kind of looks weird. I like to throw in little extras to sweeten the pot for buyers. So you could see here's a free preview magazine about Secret Wars that I threw in here. And this is Secret Wars number 0 from Free Comic Book Day. So this set on a good day could sell for about 75 bucks. This is the Jonathan Hickman run, by the way. I sold this one for $64. Sold this set plus the 2 extras. And you know, one of the things I wanted to point out about Secret Wars is that you see this box down here, my Vampirella box. Well, this box is purely dedicated to Secret Wars. And so you could see here's the original series number 1, okay, and then I've got number 2, and it just keeps going back. This is a 12-issue series, and then as you move back, you're going to see that there's Secret Wars number 2, which is the 9-issue series. Now there's no numbering issues with this, no problems. Everything goes the way it should. And you could see here, anytime I find them, I just pick them up and I put them in this box. So you could see I have multiple of them, right? And then whenever I get the full series, I just put it up on eBay. And so you could see here's even another one of these modern Secret Wars sets. And so you're gonna come across these. You could see how often I come across these Secret Wars comic book sets and how easy they are to build. Except for Secret Wars number 1, issue number 8 is Spider-Man in his black costume. That's a harder one to find, but I still even come across those. You're gonna have to pay up for it to complete the set. But anyway, point is, Secret Wars, very valuable set, and we've got a $64 sale here. That's all profit. So we're gonna get this one packed up and on its way. All right, we're gonna head over to this shelf. I always love going over here because there's so many cool, valuable magazines and books. All the things that you see here on this shelf are listed. I know you can't tell what they all are, but that's part of the fun of these videos, because we're going to pull this one out here that you should definitely be on the lookout for. It's the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Spelljammer Dungeon Masters screen. This bad boy just sold for $80. I don't have anything into this anymore because this came from a giant role-playing game lot, book lot. So let me open this up and show you what it looks like inside so you can understand this a little bit more. All right, here it is. Now, part of the reason this is so valuable is condition. In addition to the item, it's an incredible condition for 1981. Now, it says it's a screen for a reason because it opens up like a folder. And you could see here on the back side of it, there's this interesting panoramic art scene. And you can see it here as well. That's the other part of it. And then if I flip it over here, you'll see the other third of it. And so it would open up to make a nice scene. I'll show it to you right now. All right, so there you could see this would be a nice scene that the dungeon master who controls the game can stand up and all of the other players could see this while the dungeon master is referring to different tables that are conveniently located here in this booklet. So the person controlling the game doesn't have to go and look elsewhere for this information. It's all located in one place. So that's one thing that this is helpful for. And then over here, you could see that there are the original assembly pieces to make the ships in the game. And the ships in the game can transport people into outer space. So it's kind of a ships floating through space theme. And there's a bunch of these different cards here. It's not just this one. There's a bunch of them there, and everything's complete. And this is why this sold for this much money. But you should look for the Spelljammer series. It's part of the Dungeons and Dragons campaign line, and just an example of, again, just things to look for, because this was great profit. So be on the lookout for Dungeon Master screens, Spelljammer, and just in general, advanced Dungeons and Dragons stuff. All right, everyone. Well, yet another exciting assortment of interesting finds and sales. Items all over different categories. I'm looking forward to hearing what your favorite one was. I've got to go with the comic sale because you know how much I am into comic books, and that was really nice seeing that X-Men number 50 sell. Love that cover. Also, I really love doing the digging at the flea market and finding that Aladdin book at the bottom of the box, and then assembling all those different Christmas magazines was really fun as well. So just exciting. I'm really having a good time doing this and going over to the flea market and cobbling together these videos for you more frequently than I had been able to in the past. So again, let me know your favorite item. I always look forward to seeing that. And we're gonna go over and check out Daisy, see how she's doing. I think we should see what she's doing in the morning. We're always seeing her in the afternoon. Let's go see some Daisy hair. How about that? Let's see one of her hair days in the morning. Let's go check her out. Oh, good morning. We're gonna do a good morning scene with Daisy. We have not really done that before, so this is showing her at work early in the morning, and you could see that unlike most times when I show her later in the day, she's not laying down. She is on high alert. Anyone who comes near the treasures is going to face her furry wrath. Right, Daisy? That's her morning hair. Look at her hair. Oh my gosh, Daisy, you crack me up. She doesn't like when I laugh at her, so I can't do that too much longer. But let me know, as usual, what your favorite item was that we showed today. There were a lot of excellent choices for you, so I always like seeing in the comments what you pick. And of course, if you want me to pass on any love to Daisy, I'll be more than happy to do that. She loves these chin scratches, and she loves also being pet right behind the ears. That's like one of her favorite things. So I've been doing a lot more of that with her lately. So, you know, it makes sense because they can't really reach that well. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and see you back at the next one. Take care.